We all know that person who objects to movies on the basis of their scientific accuracy, that person who points out that the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park didn't have feathers. But actually, commentary on the realism of science in fiction is quite common. So my research is trying to understand what's going on with all this talk about the realism of science in fiction. What are people doing when they are criticizing or mocking or praising or elaborating on the realism of science in fiction? What kind of personal or interpersonal goals does it serve, and who stands to benefit when we focus on the way that science is represented in the fiction that we consume? I've been conducting an audience research project, so I've been talking to people in focus group discussions as well as individual interviews, and I've been asking them about their experiences with realistic or unrealistic science in fiction. Is it something that's important to them or unimportant to them, and why is it? Do they talk about it with other people, and what do they get out of those conversations? So I take those discussions and use those as the data for my research. There are probably two main benefits that might come from my research. The first is it can help us to inform science communication. So sometimes scientists will get involved in the production of films by serving as science consultants. And so if we can understand more about how audiences respond to the science in films, we can inform that process of communicating science through film, as well as helping scientists and science communicators who use fiction in their communication activities. So for example, if you're using a piece of fiction as an exciting entry point to talk about a particular topic of science. The other thing that it contributes to is informing the public debate about the role of realistic or unrealistic science in fiction. Often there are concerns about the idea that unrealistic science will have an effect on the public's understanding of science. So my research hopes to contribute to that discussion and broaden it beyond the effects of, or possible effects of, unrealistic science in fiction. We can also ask, what do audiences do with that science that they encounter? How do they talk about it? How do they use it in their day-to-day conversations and so forth?